All right, so I'll give you a brief overview of Thrively. Once you've logged in, it's going to take you to the home page. You have assigned playlists right here. These are the ones that we can access. And you can just use the arrow to scroll through. You can see recent journal entries from students, and you can also find their strengths and interests. If you want to view your class, you click on this button right here, and then you'll have a drop-down menu for your classes. And then each student is going to have a card right here, and this little gear in the corner can help you go through their information. So you can get their details, manage badges. We can get into that later. You can reset their password through here, which might be helpful for some students, although it should be okay because they should be going through Cloud Connect, but for whatever reason, if they need their password reset, you can do it here. You can also give them a strength certificate, maybe try and boost some confidence in some students, connect with them a little bit more in this virtual world we're in right now. So you can do that as well, and then print it as a PDF, and you can send it to them and their parents. You can see how active they've been on Thrively with their passion score in the corner. And then there's different information down here. You can see their strength profile, their digital portfolio, the journey they've been on, so the activities that they've been doing in Thrively. And then you can click on this to see if there are any similar students, and this can be really helpful when you're grouping students to see a lot of the students that have the same strengths and interests. In here, we have adding students. You can add students to your class. You can get class statistics, print your class roster, the certificates that I talked about, and manage your class. So if we go back home, whenever you want to get to the home page, you just click on this button right here. So if we come over here to Insights, on the left-hand side, you can get a class snapshot, and it will tell you information about each of the students. You can also go to the breakdown, and this will give you the breakdown of your entire class for strengths and interests, and then pathways as well. So when they went in and they chose what they wanted to be when they grew up. And then you can hover over this, click on it, you can find out who those students are. Again, this can be helpful when we're making groups, either if it's in Thrively or even if you want to pair kids off in breakout rooms and you want more information about your class, how to try and pair kids with their interests. This might be a good way to do it as well. And if we can explain that to kids, hey, you're all in a breakout room together because all of you are interested in robotics. Maybe it can give them a jumping off point, something to talk about. You can access the playlists, different lessons, pathways. Projects we'll talk about a little bit later, but I'll just give an overview right now. Students will be using this at some point. If you are a go-getter and you want to jump in now, or you already know how to use this, then go for it. Otherwise, we're going to talk about it again in a few weeks to give more detail. But basically what you can do is you can create any sort of project in here. You can add a YouTube video if you want kids to talk about it. You can add discussion questions. And you just do that by clicking the little activities button right here. And then you create teams. And so you can assign it to each student independently. But the awesome thing about projects is you can make small groups and they all collaborate together. And the recommendation to get students started with this is really just to have them explore within it. So you can create small groups based on the strengths that students demonstrate through the strength survey. And you could post a YouTube video about that topic and group students based on if they were the robotics group. And just get them chatting and talking to each other and interacting. And then this way they're not in breakout rooms feeling like they need to turn their camera on or talk verbally to each other, but they can just come in here and treat it like a social media platform and chat back and forth with each other. They can post ideas and images. They can do an audio recording or a video recording if they wanted to, and they can just chat back and forth, and you can see all of your different groups when they're doing that, and you can add information. You can push information to just one team that you've created, or you can post a question to all of your teams at the same time if you want to push information to all of them. So this could be something fun to explore as well. So that's the basics of Thrively right now. If you as a teacher have not yet taken the strengths assessment, I recommend doing so that you can share your strengths with your students. And it would just be right here.